Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me wherever you may be in the world. Well, we got a few major problems with the Shirley Strawberry, Steve Harvey, Earnesto Williams situation. And the first one being that a lot of people are popping up with screenshots that are supposed receipts alluding and alleging that Shirley Strawberry at least knew about one of Earnesto Williams' side chicks, and they were very familiar. They broke bread together. They were commiserating together, hanging out in the same areas, common areas together. Yes, but this is all allegedly. That's very interesting. And the second major problem that we have is that Miss Shirley Strawberry is still giving advice on that Steve Harvey Strawberry letter segment. And that's kind of strange to me that everything is business as usual after her Strawberry letter, which she laid out basically zero. She laid out zero. I mean, she told us how embarrassed she was and how stupid that she felt, but they didn't even mention Earnesto Williams' name. And in a normal Strawberry letter, they're looking for juicy stuff. Even though the people are writing in anonymously, they tell you all kinds of stuff like, I'm sleeping with my husband's 3 brothers and we embezzled money from his father's business. Do you think I'm a skank? They be giving it up. Shirley really didn't give nothing up. I don't know if she's saving it all for a book, okay? But there's a lot of needy people that write in for advice. And, a lot of times she has given like really high quality advice in the past. I've listened to her. I mean, she comes off as a just like a really elegant, sophisticated, witty, observant woman. And she's done a lot right in her life. That's why it's kind of like crazy that somebody that advises on relationships, love, sex, work, and parenting and so much more is caught up. I don't know if there's any area of her life that has not been set ablaze by this man, Earnesto Williams. Okay, and the side chicks, that's like the least of her problems right now. And Steve Harvey, he is the brand with his, if y'all don't know, he wrote that book, Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman. But it doesn't seem like Shirley Strawberry takes any of this advice. I'm gonna have to start calling her Shirley Strawberry, till she gets her stuff together, because this brand of advice, this whole brand, this segment, it needs to be rebranded, because you just cannot be over the people claiming that you are the voice of wisdom and you're caught up. And she has this, the segment has this vibe, whether she wants to do it or not. I think she seems like she's a nice lady. I don't know. She seems like a nice lady. But the segment, it gives off the vibe that she's, above it all, that she's so together, that she has it all wrapped up, and she's kind of like sifting through the trash when she goes through these letters. I'm not saying that's how she feels, but she does come off like a Miss Peggy Perfect, as opposed to someone that makes an example of themselves, like uses themselves as a cautionary tale and says, learn from my mistakes. She could rebrand herself that way. All this mess that's going on, people come back from a lot more than this. For example, Wendy Williams, which is kind of funny. We got Earnesto Williams and Wendy Williams. These names kind of matching up because Shirley did marry him, so that would make her Mrs. Williams. But we know Wendy publicly went through stuff with Kevin Hunter. And this stuff, it's not typically a lot you can do about somebody that got cheating on their mind. So I don't want to say that's her fault. In most cases, it's not the one, it's not the woman's fault. But Wendy had to switch gears after she was claiming that all was right in Hunterville. She had to switch gears. She didn't beat herself up. Wendy didn't beat herself up, but she kind of started, alluding to the fact that things were going on. And I know that there's more people in the world than me, Wendy Williams, and Shirley that got cheated on. It's normal, but it's happening in such a public way. And when you're a public figure like this, it's okay. We're all human. Sometimes doctors need surgery. You know, sometimes ministers need to be ministered to, and sometimes therapists need therapy. So you cannot just sit up and act like all is well. I mean, her segments, they don't even come off the same way. And she is really lucky that Steve Harvey has given her this grace. But this man's grace may run out. Steve Harvey is a big giant in the business because he's had so much major success, and he's a comedian. So this stuff is probably going to bounce off of him like Teflon, even if, you know, there's enough guilt to be spread around. Steve Harvey, he's a comic, and comics get away with murder. They can, you know, Steve has made some faux pas over the years. Everything that come out of his mouth is not golden. I like him, but it's stuff that he said that I don't like. But comedians, they get a pass because they're comedians. Shirley is not a comedian. She needs to, it's just not a good look. In the first place, she was only worried about all of this news breaking in Atlanta. Atlanta was her only concern. But you know, we are in the information age. Everything travels fast. I'm in Europe right now. This stuff is in Europe. It hits everywhere. She has her career to think about if she don't go to jail herself. But to think that that's your only concern, I think she's not getting it. I think she's living in her own alternative reality, and she needs to snap out of it. It's rough, but even for her own health, we don't want to see her follow in Wendy Williams' footsteps, because Wendy has not been well after all this. And I think it does something to you when you're consuming a lot of people's burdens and sifting through their unsavory deeds. You working on these stories, and it seeps into the fabric of you as a person, and sometimes you just need a break. And maybe her job might not be there when she gets back, but you still got to take care of yourself. So, you know, and maybe I'm sympathizing, maybe my sympathy is misplaced, because like I said, so many people think that she is, you know, complicit in her husband's dirty deeds, all his shenanigans. It's all going to be revealed in time. It's a lot. It's really a lot of mess. But I'm listening to this, seeing these Strawberry letters, because I've seen them, and I'm like, these are new, girl. Ooh, Miss Shirley, Miss Strawberry, please, please, please. Do y'all think that she is just running game? Because in the jailhouse call, she sounded like she was like thrown for a loop. But then again, she claims not to know this Miss King that posed as Earnesto Williams' attorney, and people have been posting screenshots of photos and text messages saying, no, they all knew each other. I don't know if she knew about the affairs, whatever kind of agreement that she has going on. This is a public scandal, and she's a public figure, and this cannot be feeling good for her when she's, you know, laying on her pillow at night. She needs to step back for a second. But Steve is really, really cool, but he is the brand, and I'm sure Steve still, even though he's, you know, he has a little Teflon coating on him, he must have a few fears. But Shirley needs to get it together. And actually, these current Strawberry letters, they're probably old Strawberry letters that they said, let's just pull this one out of the archives and let's just read this. But Shirley, Miss Strawberry, she really has not revealed much at all. And yeah, I mean, with her husband, or he's still her husband, that divorce is not finalized. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think that Shirley was complicit, that she was a party to some of her husband's crimes? And I don't think they're even finished smacking the charges on this man. But the most concerning thing about these different areas that have gone wrong in Shirley Strawberry her life is with her daughter. I mean, her daughter threw up a red flag. I mean, her daughter had a restraining order on the man. So you must know that something's wrong. You can't really think that that's just, your child rebel, and she's not a child. It's her daughter, but her daughter is old enough to have kids, making Shirley a grandparent. And for a woman that's supposed to be wise and have discernment, it took a judge to come in and say, this man cannot be around your daughter, her grandkids, or anybody's grandkids, or pets. I don't know if the man's messing with dogs, cats, or hamsters, but you know, people are alarmed online. But right now, I think Shirley, y'all let me know what y'all think. Don't you think Miss Shirley, even for her own mental health, she should take a pause, pump the brakes, take a beat. Do y'all think she's guilty? It's a lot. Man. But this man, Earnesto, he has set her whole life ablaze. It's like he poured gasoline on her whole life and set all areas of her life ablaze. And these jail calls, I mean, there's no end to people posting these. I mean, he was calling, what was her name? I can't even think of her name right now. Sonya from Florida. He was calling Sonya basically every night, multiple times a day sometimes. Whew. We all go through it. Or is it just me, Wendy Williams, and Shirley that have been cheated on? You get cheated on. But all this is for an eternity. This is going to be online. Y'all let me know what you think. I'll see y'all the next time. Till then, y'all keep living your life like it's golden. Peace and love.